For more on this, let's bring in Hudson Institute Senior Fellow Rebeccah Heinrichs. Rebeccah, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So what's your reaction to the 3 Israelis killed in that latest incident, the latest violence there?
Well, it's a reminder that even as Israel prosecutes this war, it's still trying to conduct trade. And right there in that particular crossing, it still has normal diplomatic and trade relations with Jordan. And so something like this it's devastating. And even though Jordan has been critical of Israel, it still is supposed to be providing some kind of security over those crossings. And so, again, just strained relationships there between those two countries, and a reminder that Israel is still trying to conduct itself as a country as it prosecutes this war.
Also comes as there are ceasefire talks. Here's the CIA director on those talks.
I hope profoundly that both of those leaders are going to make that decision, because, as I said, there's an enormous amount at stake here, human as well as...
I think that decision has not been made by the two parties.
Well, I think, we will make this more detailed proposal, I hope, in the next several days, and then we'll see.
What is your assessment of that effort?
Well, ultimately, I think all this is going to be futile until you actually have, again, the Iranians are the ones that are the game changer in all of this. But one more thing I did want to say, too, because in your coverage of this, you had that Israeli woman talking about the hostages that are still there and still alive. And I think really that is that's the biggest kind of live wire in all of this and any kind of negotiations that are going to go on. And as an American, I feel the same sense of solidarity with her, because there was an American Israeli hostage, Hirsch, who was just executed by Hamas. So when all of these, you see all of these negotiations that are going on, remember these are American citizens, these are Israeli citizens that are still alive and being held hostage. And so the cruelty, I think, of Hamas is really on display, and you can see kind of the pressure building to really, again, the pressure needs to go on Iran, though Iran is sort of the person, the organizing person or actor behind all of this in terms of Hamas.
Okay, 3 years after the Afghanistan withdrawal, we expect a big report out tomorrow from the House Foreign Affairs Chairman Michael McCaul. Here's his preview of that.
The foreign policy is at stake. What happened after Afghanistan impacted the world.
What are your expectations, Rebeccah?
Well, gosh, kudos to Chairman McCaul for continuing to press on this. This is going to be an issue that's going to be a really big deal in the political election going on between Harris, who is the incumbent. She is the incumbent candidate here, and she has owned the decision that Biden made to withdraw and the way they conducted that Afghanistan withdrawal. So there's a lot of emotions here, and they've already, you can see the Harris campaign trying to share the blame for that with the Trump administration. But again, if you get down to the facts and you see who was the final decider, it was Biden, it was Harris, and it was Anthony Blinken. And so Chairman McCaul is trying to get the Secretary of State back to the committee to say, what did we do wrong here? We don't want to see this happen again. And the full responsibility does rest with the Harris campaign and administration.
If the vice president was the last advisor in the room before the Afghanistan decision was made, as they've been likely to say over months, does she have some explaining to do to the American people Tuesday night in the debate on this withdrawal?
Oh, 100%. And I mean this, set the politics aside. This is an American issue. And if you remember, this is really the time that the media was really trying to focus on the decisions around Biden-Harris at the time, because it was such a disaster. The Americans who were killed around Abbey Gate, the decision to outsource the security of the perimeter to the Taliban, the decision to abandon the Air Force base there. All of that rests with, it's a political decision by Biden-Harris, and Harris herself said she was the last person in the room and she was comfortable with that decision. She owns that. I would not let her off the hook on that.
And a lot of Gold Star families wanting answers. They may get some starting tomorrow. Rebeccah Heinrichs, thanks very much.